We are all excited around here at Channel 3 because the Olympics are going to be coming up in July. I'm sure all of us are eager to watch the games as they happen in Paris. But if you have got your competitive spirit already in gear, you don't have to wait until July because the Lineman Rodeo is coming to Chattanooga. The first time it's going to be here in Chattanooga.
Yes.
It's a great credit to Grant Carricker here, who is with EPB. Jody Shea is with Kubota of Chattanooga, and Kubota is sponsoring the EPB team that's going to be competing in the competition June 7 and 8. Do I have that much right, Grant?
Pretty much, yep. Kubota is one of our presenting sponsors. They've been a great partner, helped us out with some equipment, sponsoring part of the golf tournament, and I think with Jody's history, it's just a great testament of, it's the first time, like you said, we've ever done this in Chattanooga. So having local businesses help come together and help pull this off has been great.
So you kind of casually mentioned giving Jody's background and history. First of all, two veterans sitting here. You went to West Point, played for Army football.
Yes, ma'am.
You said I wasn't that kind of a lineman. I was an offensive lineman.
That was the joke when I got hired at EPB. They said they saw you were a lineman. They just didn't see what kind.
Gotcha. You, Jody, were a lineman.
Correct.
And then you opened up your own company for a while, and now you have Kubota of Chattanooga.
So I moved to Chattanooga in June of '97 to purchase Service Electric, which was a small company and now very large, one of the largest in the Southeast.
So you can speak because when people come out to this totally free event, June 7 and 8,
Yes, ma'am.
they're not only going to be entertained, we'll talk about that in a minute, they're going to learn a lot. And so if you've got young kids, this is a great line of work for them to consider getting into. You especially believe that, Jody.
That's a good thing to tee up because there's an extreme shortage of skilled workers in the line work arena. So, yes.
Now what they're going to see June 7 and 8 is not, I guess, what a typical day on the job would look like, though, right, Grant?
Correct. I mean, for linemen, there's no typical day. They never know. They show up with an idea, but a pole could be broke from a car, a tree falls. They're always going and doing something, either repairing or building it out. You will see a lot of, it's not your typical rodeo either. There's no cows or bulls or horses. If anybody's been by the river park recently, our guys, with a little bit of help, set 70 poles and framed them out last week. And that's the base of the competition grounds of what they'll be doing. They've got different competitions that are timed, and more importantly, they're graded on safety, quality of work, knowledge. There's apprentice tests, individuals, seniors, and teams on Saturday.
So you're going to see what types of events are they going to be doing? Like climbing those 70 poles?
Yep, they'll be climbing. They'll be climbing the poles, and each pole has a different task they have to accomplish. Whether it's changing out an insulator, changing out cross arms. There's a hurt man rescue, so it simulates if someone's injured on a pole, they have to get up and rescue them. So some real life things, part of the safety and training aspect of it. So it's not just a competition. But they're, like I said, each event has a time. There's a judge to judge their quality. They start at 100 points, and as long as they don't make any mistakes or have any issues, they stay at 100, and as long as they stay underneath that time limit. So the time comes into play. If they go too long, it starts deducting from it.
So a couple of points. Y'all, the EPB team is one of, what, 7 teams competing? I know it's 7 states.
We have 24 teams registered, and we
Okay.
have 2 teams from EPB that'll be competing.
Okay.
We also have 2 individuals, or 3 individuals actually, and I believe 6 apprentices competing.
So these are the people, when any of us have experienced a power outage in a storm, and we all sit in the dark thinking, gee, I wonder how long it's going to be before the power comes back on. These are the guys making it happen. Is that right?
Yep, a good portion of the people competing last week worked from 5 a.m. till late last night until everyone's power was back on. So like just yesterday alone was a holiday for most, but for our people, they were out working and restoring power.
So in terms of the qualifications, because I mentioned, and you mentioned too, Jody, the great career opportunities here, the money's good. You have a lot of satisfaction, I would think, in the job that you're doing because it's a need that you're fulfilling for people. But it really requires an awful lot of skills. You have to be physically strong, but you can't ever let your guard down, can you? When you're up there on
that's
that
true.
pole.
So, it is, there's a lot of gratification going on a storm. This one happened to be local, but I checked this morning, and Service Electric's got crews in Houston. Several crews out there. Several crews worked all weekend with the local storms and things like that. So, when you pull into a community and everything's laying on the ground and you go to work, it's, people start making signs, thank the linemen and everything. It is frustrating. You don't respect the fact that you can flip a switch and the lights come on and go off until they don't. And then we come to town to do that.
So hey, maybe if you have a teenager at your house that always is leaving the lights on, you can bring them to the rodeo and say, this is one of the reasons why we tell you to turn them off.
I'm actually really glad you said that. So Friday, the opening ceremony is at 1 p.m. At 2 p.m., we're doing a little what it's like to be a lineman demonstration for some high school students. It's not just high schoolers, but I've got a couple of linemen that one started med school and decided he didn't want to be a doctor. He wanted to go do work outside. We've got different people that went to college. Some people realize, college isn't what I want to do. I want to do this. So Friday at 2 p.m. and Saturday morning at 9 a.m. we'll have an open to the public kind of show and tell, more or less, kind of describing what tools they use on a regular basis, what it takes to get into an apprenticeship, the equipment, material, just so people can get an idea. And hopefully, me personally, I love having linemen that live and work on our system because when they turn that power back on, those lights back on, it's their neighbors, it's their friends, it's their family.
That's right.
So
all you have to do is show up and be prepared to cheer them on. You got to root for both of the EPB teams, June 7 and 8 at the River Park on Amnicola. This is totally free. So thank you both for your service to the country and for your service to the community. And I hope it can come back to Chattanooga from now on. We're lucky to have it.
thank you.